for close to, when I ran in 1998 against Al D'Amato, and no one thought I would win. And there were a few people who were there with me. What were you, district leader?
I was
Assembly member already. He was assemblyman in East Harlem, and he backed me. He had faith in me. And you may remember that election night. Not only did we send Al D'Amato home to Island Park, Long Island, but we put Newt Gingrich on the midnight train. And Adriano was there. So it's great to be here. It's great to have a partner to work so hard for working families, for average folks, for people who are aspiring to become in the middle class. Adriano Espaillat. Thank you.
Give a round of applause for Senator Schumer. Give a round of applause for Senator Schumer. Imagine what he could do if he was leading the Senate, huh? He's doing this in a minority. Imagine what he would do as leader of our Senate.
Oh, yeah. If I become majority leader, they say now I'm the second most powerful man in Washington. I'm not. But if I become majority leader, I will be. And we will not have any of those right-wing, take away the rights of people's judges ever passed on the floor of the Senate.
Right. Senator and I are a good team. We're even wearing the same uniform today. So I'm happy to be.
Thank you, everybody. Good to see you all. Thank you.
So thank you for being here today.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Angela, and give yourself a round of applause. It was with your help that we got this done by sticking together as a tenant group, the leadership of your tenant association. You were able to make this happen. There are 446 units. Am I right? 435 units in this complex.
No, it's 446. 446.
Hey, my staff is doing a good job. There's 446, 435, somewhere in between there. Let me be politically correct. And you guys deserve to have affordable housing, particularly when you live in this particular neighborhood, which is on Fifth Avenue. So at any time, any bad landlord or speculator could come in and say, let the market forces,
Please, I can't hear the man.
let the market forces rule the rent in this building, and then you're out. In fact, this victory should be a model for HUD to follow, to be utilized across the state of New York, the city of New York, to ensure that we save affordable housing. In fact, I think the whole city should look at what we did right here. Because many people say, well, you're in the minority. Don't expect anything from Washington. I tell you what, anything is possible. Anything is possible when you stick together and you fight together. Anything is doable. And so we're happy to be here to, as Senator Schumer said, to announce this victory. There's 119 tenants here, apartments, that are burdened by paying just slightly over 30% of their gross income. So roughly 1 out of every $3 that they put in their pocket has to go towards rent. That's too much of a load when you have children, you have seniors, medication, food, the cost of living in New York City has gone up. That's too much of a load to be able to survive and make ends meet. But this particular initiative that we included in the omnibus bill will ease that pain. And it will ensure that those people that are paying a third of their salary towards rent won't have to do that anymore, because this will trigger a project-based Section 8 program that will help those very needy neighbors of this particular development. And so I'm happy to be part of that. You know, we had some victories also, some monies allocated for NYCHA. For example, we had an increase, listen to this, because this hasn't, I think, been told in the news. There's been an increase in capital dollars in NYCHA from $1.94 billion to $2.75 billion. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. An increase of an additional 5,000 vouchers, Section 8 voucher. 5,000 families will now get new families will get Section 8 vouchers, and a 40% increase in the operational cost of public housing across the country. So that's a victory there as well. While we're in the minority, imagine what we could do next year if things continue to go the way they are. Imagine what we can do when we can set the agenda and the table to be supportive of you, the working class and middle class families of New York that make New York run. This is very important. So that's why I'm here. My staff, Valeria, came in from Washington, but she worked, stand up, Valeria, please. She worked very hard. She even crossed to the other side of the aisle. And she came back alive. I was surprised to see her. And and she got some stuff done. Working on that side. I said, go over there and work your magic for me. And convince them that this must be included in the omnibus bill. And it was, and the senator said, this is now a program that will benefit families at least 20 years. From 20 to 40 years it could be. And it provides that window of opportunity to ensure that the apartment is right here on Fifth Avenue continue to be affordable for all of you. So I'm happy to be part of that. This is just the beginning. We're going to do more. We're going to do more for you. We want to continue to work with you, with the leadership of this complex. Very effective, I must say, very committed to the cause of all of you. I support their commitment to you and your commitment to yourselves and your neighbors. We will not be able to do this unless we come together. And so I'm very happy for the work that you did. I'm very proud of the work that you did on this particular item. It should be the envy and the example of the rest of the city. If we could do this all over the city, we could do so much more for working class New York. We could lift New York up again, because the rent is too damn high. You know that it's too damn high. The rent is just too damn high, right? Anywhere you go is just too high, and you can't pay your rental. You got to take 30, 40, 50% from your pocket to pay your rent. What are you going to be left with? For your kids, your grandmother, your mother, your father, prescription drugs, clothing, food, transportation. It's just too much. And so we must preserve confidence. I'm happy to be part of this. And now with that, let me please